Good morning, children. This is Shashashi here, and we are going to continue chemistry, which comes under your science subject. And in chemistry, in previous class, we had started this chapter, separation of substances, and few topics already we have discussed, like pure substances, characteristics of pure substances, its melting point and boiling point, how does it affect. Okay, so all these topics already we have discussed. About pure substances we have discussed, then characteristics of pure substances we have discussed. Okay, then I told you that you have to write this table you have to learn the difference between pure and impure substances. You are supposed to write the differences, all these differences. Okay, now come to the new topic, that is mixture. This is our new topic, that is mixture. So after hearing this word mixture, what comes into your mind? Mixture, all of you have eaten mixture. Can you see here? This is a picture of mixture, isn't it? You call it mixture, but actually it is called as mixture. So many things are present here. Can you see here? This is another type of substance. What do you call it? Badam. Then salty things, savai, and all these things are there. Okay, in some mixture cashew nuts are there, peanuts are there, and various different items are found. Okay, so different substances are mixed together. Can you see? So many things are there, they are mixed together, so that's why they are called as mixture. Two or more substances when mixed together, then it is called as what? It is called as mixture. Got it? So just look at here the definition of mixture. What is a mixture? So if you'll be asked what is a mixture, then a substance containing two or more kinds of particles. Substance containing two or more kinds of particles of different substances. Okay, so once again I am coming to this point, that is mixture. A substance containing two or more kinds of particles of different substances is called a mixture, and the substances which make it are known as components. Okay, so if suppose I'll mix different things, like I'll take particles of sand, these are sands. Okay, then I'll take iron pieces, I'll take iron pieces. Then I'll take chalk powder, very small particles are there, chalk powder. So this is the mixture of what? This is a mixture of iron particles, then chalk powder, then what else I have taken? I have taken sand. So this is the mixture of these three substances. These three substances making together what? Making together mixture. Okay, these three substances are making together what? Mixture. And these three substances separately they are called as what? They are called as components of mixture. When they are together, when they are together when they are together, then they are called as mixture. And separately, iron separately, chalk separately, sand separately, these are called as what? These are called as components of the mixture, from which mixture are made up of. Got it? So these are called as components from the substances from which mixtures are made. Those are called as components. Okay, so in this mixture, this badam is your component. This green thing, I also don't know what is that. So this is also the component of this mixture, and at whole it is called as mixture. Got it? And these things are your components of the mixture. Got it? I hope this is clear to you. What is a mixture? So once again, a substance, the substance containing two or more kind of particles. You can see here two or more kind of particles of different substances is called a mixture. So this is your definition of mixture. And what are the examples? Examples are rock, salt, air, seawater. Rock is made up of different substances. So many things are mixed in rock. Salt is mixture of sodium and chlorine. Salt is made up of what? Sodium, okay, and chlorine. So salt is also what? Mixture of sodium and chlorine, and sodium is component, chlorine is also component. Got it? Similarly, air is mixture. How can you say air is mixture? In air so many things are mixed, like oxygen gas is there, O2, then carbon dioxide, CO2, means carbon dioxide gas is there, nitrogen, N for nitrogen gas is there, hydrogen, H for hydrogen gas is there. So many components are there, you can see here. Okay, so air is mixture of different gases. So air is also a mixture. Similarly, seawater is also a mixture. Got it? So what is a mixture? Definition you know, and so many examples are there. What are the examples? Rock, salt, air, seawater, and so many examples are there. Got it? So you can see here mixture and components. Sugarcane juice. In sugarcane juice, it is a mixture of what? Sugar plus water plus sugarcane particles. Then air is mixture of what? Oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor. So many things are there. Rock salt, soil, sand. Rock salt is mixture of what? Salt, soil, and sand. Similarly, these are the mixture and these are the components. Got it? Now, types of mixture. So we can see here there are two types of mixtures. What are those? Homogeneous mixture and one is heterogeneous mixture. What is that? Homogeneous mixture and another one is heterogeneous mixture. Now, what is homogeneous mixture and what is heterogeneous mixture? So just pay attention here. So a mixture in which components cannot be seen by naked eyes. Got it? Solution of sugar in water is an example of homogeneous mixture, and air is a homogeneous mixture. Now, what is homogeneous mixture? Once again I am telling you, in mixture components, if you are not able to see the components, then it will be called as what? Mixture. Suppose air is there. In air molecules, these are the air molecules. This is air. Now in this air, hydrogen gas is there, nitrogen gas is there, oxygen gas is there, carbon dioxide gas is there. But separately, can you see hydrogen? Can you identify in the air which one is hydrogen gas, which one is oxygen gas, which one is nitrogen gas, and which one is carbon dioxide gas? Can you identify separately which gases are present? Can you identify separately with your naked eyes? Can you see that this is oxygen, this is hydrogen, this is nitrogen? So we cannot see with our eyes. Okay, we cannot see with our eyes its components. So the mixture in which the components cannot be seen with our naked eyes, these are called as what? These are called as homogeneous mixture. Okay, so look at here. So a mixture A mixture in which components cannot be seen by naked eyes, it is called as what? Homogeneous mixture. So this is your definition of your homogeneous mixture. Okay, a mixture in which components cannot be seen by naked eyes, this is your what? Homogeneous mixture. And what are the examples? Air is example. Can you give another example? Another example I am giving you. Suppose if you take a glass of water is there. Now add some salt into it. Add some salt into the water. Now salt will be mixed into the water. Now salt particle, will you able to see the salt particle in the water? No. So you'll able to see only the water here. Salt particle you'll not able to see. So we cannot see already salt is there in the mixture. This mixture. In this mixture salt is there, but you are not able to see the salt particle. So this is what kind of mixture? This is homogeneous mixture. Got it? Homogeneous mixture. So salt, mixture of salt and water, then mixture of sugar. If you'll mix sugar into it, you will not able to see the sugar particles. So sugar and water, mixture of sugar and water is also homogeneous mixture. Got it? Now heterogeneous mixture, just opposite to that is heterogeneous mixture. So it is a mixture in which various components can be seen easily by our naked eye. So this is your definition of heterogeneous mixture, just opposite to that. In homogeneous we were not able to see, but in heterogeneous it can be seen easily by our naked eyes. So what are the examples? Mixture of iron and sulfur. Okay, then smoke. In smoke you can see the smoke, isn't it? Carbon particles in the smoke you can see. Then another example, can you give any another example of heterogeneous mixture? I am giving you. Suppose this is a glass of water. Now mix some sand here. Some sand you mix into the water. Now this sand particles, will you able to see or not with your eyes? With your eyes, will you able to see or not these sand particles? Of course you will able to see the sand particles. So with our naked eyes we can see the sand particles. So this is what kind of mixture? Heterogeneous. What kind of mixture? Heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so this is heterogeneous mixture in which we can see with our naked eyes, that is heterogeneous. Which cannot be seen with our naked eyes, that will be homogeneous. Got it? So now you have got the example of heterogeneous and homogeneous. You have understood what is homogeneous and what is heterogeneous. Got it? Now here definition of pure substance and impure substance is given. You can do. Now there is one topic, what is the need for separation of components of mixture? Why do we need to separate the components from the mixture? Okay, why do we need to separate? So the water from river, canals and wells is also a mixture and contains dissolved impurities. If you will take water from rivers, we get water from rivers or lake, isn't it? Or wells. So don't you think some impurities will be mixed in these waters, river water or wells or any source? Directly you get from river and drink it? No, we have to separate the mixed impurities, dissolved impurities into it. We have to separate, then only it will be good for drinking. Otherwise we can suffer from various diseases. That's why we need to separate the mixture, various mixture. So point wise if you'll see, to remove undesirable components. So in river water various impurities are there. Okay, So what is our desired component? Only water. And what is our undesirable components? Impurities. Various impurities are there. Okay, so this we don't want, so we have to separate. We have to separate water from impurities. Okay, so what is our desirable part? Water is our desirable. Desirable means which we want, and undesirable which we don't want. So to remove undesirable, remove undesirable, impurities are undesirable. So from water we have to remove undesirable impurities. That's why we need to separate. Then to remove harmful components. Okay, harmful components. Then in some mixture harmful components are there, we have to separate it. Then to get useful components, like if you are taking tea, then with tea leaves are there, chai patti. So along with tea leaves you drink the tea, you take the tea. No, we have to separate this tea leaves, isn't it? What is the useful part? Only tea, liquid form, and the solid part, tea leaves, we have to separate. So what is the useful part here? Tea. So to get useful component, so after preparing tea, useful part is only the tea, liquid part, and solid part we have to remove. So to get the useful part we have to separate. Then to get pure sample of substances. Okay, so impure substances we have to remove. Got it? So these are the points why we need to separate the things. Okay, so question can be arise, why there is a need for separation? This question can be asked to you. So these 4 points you are supposed to mention. 1 2 3 4. Got it? Now come to another point. What another point? This fill in the blanks. Okay, so this fill in the blanks you can do on your own. No need to waste the time in this. Test yourself, you'll do on your own. I have explained so many things. Okay, now methods of separation. How can we separate the mixture? So everything we cannot separate with the same process. Methods of separation. How we'll separate the different things? Okay, now suppose if I give you the example, if different fruits are there, apple is there, mango is there. Okay, these are apple and mango. Okay, then some grapes are there. Okay, then how you'll separate? Simply by hand you'll take it out, okay, again this part you'll take it out. By hand you can easily separate all this, isn't it? So which will be easily seen, so those substances we can separate with our hand. So this is called as what? Separation by which process? It is called as hand picking. But if you have to separate tea leaves from tea, okay, so this is your cup, okay, this is your cup, and here it is your tea. Now with the hand can you separate tea leaves and liquid? If you have to pour into this cup, can you with the hand can you do? No, we need what? We need strainer, isn't it? Chai channi you call it, isn't it? So you pour the tea into it, then liquid part is separated, isn't it? So for different things we have to apply different process. Here hand picking, here with the help of strainer. This process is called as sieving also. It is called as sieving also. Chai channi, isn't it? So for different materials we have to obtain different process to separate the things. Okay. So we'll see one by one how we can separate the different materials. The first method is threshing. Just look at here. So the first method is threshing. So after harvesting, harvesting the crop needs threshing. It is the process of removal of grains from sheaf. So what is threshing? What is threshing? Threshing, it is the process of removal of grains from sheaf. So this is called as what? Threshing. Okay. So after harvesting means, do you know, when paddy crops, dhan ki kheti, paddy crops, so it is being cut from here, and small grains are there at the top. Small grains are there at the top. So these grains are need to be separated from its sheaf. These are called as sheaf. Okay, you must have seen. Okay, so these solid particles need to be separated. Okay, so how we can separate? So we can separate by a machine, that is called as what? This machine is called as thresher. Can you see here? This is a machine. So this machine is called as thresher. Got it? So what is threshing? Threshing is the process of, it is a process of removal of grains from sheaf after harvesting. Got it? So this is threshing. Now so you must, threshing is done by bulls, buffaloes and machine. Okay, such as thresher for large farm. You must have seen in the villages area, suppose these are the harvested part, paddy, dhan, plant of paddy. In Hindi we call it dhan. All of you must be knowing. Okay, and small grains are there. Okay, so these grains need to be separated. So how it is being separated? In villages area you must have seen bulls are there, and it is spreaded. This is spreaded in one field, and bulls or buffaloes go round and round. They walk on into it. They go round and round. In villages, those who belongs to villages, they must have seen, they go round and round, keep on walking round and round. So with their feet, these small grains are separated. Okay, it remains on the field, and these fodder, it gets separated. Okay, and for small farming, but for large farming, so much of large amount of crop is there. Then how they are separated? With the help of thresher. Okay, this is a thresher. This is a machine called thresher. Okay, so with the help of thresher also we can separate the grains or crops. Got it? After harvesting. Then some machines are there which sometimes both harvesting and threshing are done simultaneously. Harvesting also means katai. Fasal ki katai in Hindi we call it. Okay, that is harvesting. Harvesting and threshing, separating of crops, both are done simultaneously. By which machine? By machine which are called combines. These are called as what? Combines. Okay, so this is your machine. This is your big machine. They harvest also and they separate also. So this is called as combines. Two things it is doing together. So with what? With the help of combines. Harvesting also and threshing also. Both the part it does simultaneously. Katna, dhan katna also, and what? Those paddy plants, paddy crops, those are separated also together. So with the help of what? Combines. And with the help of thresher, what does it do? Thresher, they separate the crops from the plant. Got it? Now come to another part, that is your winnowing. This is your winnowing. This part also you must have seen in your villages area. What this man is doing? This man, what he's doing? So he's taking the crop into hand. Okay. Then wind is coming from this direction, and he's falling the mixture of unwanted particles. These are unwanted particles. These are flying with the help of wind, and the crops are falling here, and it is falling here, and the unwanted particle are lighter, so it flies away. So this way the crops are separated from these unwanted particles which are mixed in the crop. Okay, so this process is called as what? This process is called as winnowing. Okay, so it is based on density, means heavier particles will fall down here and lighter particles will fly away, and this way it will be separated. Okay, so this process is called as what? Winnowing. Okay, so this method. This method is generally used by farmers to separate husk from grains. Winnowing is a process. So what is winnowing? Winnowing is a process to separate husk from grains. To separate husk from grains. And how does it separate? The lighter particle flies away. The lighter particle flies away, and the heavier particle fall down, and this way the crops are separated from unwanted particles. This process is called as what? This process is called as winnowing. Got it? Now last topic, that is hand picking. What is hand picking? Simply I told you, which can be separated with the help of hand. You can see this lady, isn't it? This lady, you can see, she is separating the unwanted particles with the help of hand. Okay, so what is hand picking? So hand picking simply means the separating the things, unwanted particles, with the help of hand. With the help of hand, that is called as hand picking. Okay, so it is based on two facts. This process is based on two facts. One component in mixture. So one component in mixture should be present in very small amount. Okay, and it should have different color and size. Got it? So it is based on, hand picking is based on two facts. What are those two facts? One components in mixture. Suppose this lady has taken some crops. Okay, this lady has taken some crops. Okay, dal or chawal, something you say, rice or pulses. Now some unwanted particles are there. Okay, some unwanted particles are there. So this lady is simply choosing these unwanted particles and separating. How she is separating? With the help of hand. Because why she is able to separate these components? Why? Because one component in mixture, this is the mixture of unwanted particle, and the grain. Okay, mixture of grain and unwanted particle. Unwanted particle can be stone, small pieces of stone, isn't it? Kankad, balu, all this. So stones. Then, so one components in mixture should be present in a very small amount. So these unwanted particles are in small amount, isn't it? And what is that? It should have different color and size. So it should be different color, then only it will be visible, then we'll able to separate these particles easily. If it will be in different color, then only it will be visible, isn't it? Then it can be separated, and its size should be also different. Okay, so what are the two facts on which hand picking can be done? So one component in mixture should be present in a very small amount. Okay, it should have different color and size. The color should be different and the size also should be different. Then only this lady is able to separate the things. I hope this is clear to you. Okay. Now, so your syllabus for chemistry is up to hand picking. Okay, up to hand picking. So I'll give you some questions related to these topics, whatever I have taught you today, and you have to do. And those questions are very important from your exam point of view. Okay, so you have to do all these questions. So children, you have to solve these questions. These questions, that is, what is mixture? Give examples. Then, what are homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures? Give examples for each. What is the need of separation of components of mixture? Write at least 4 points. What is harvesting and threshing? Define combine. Then what? Explain what is hand picking. Write the two facts and condition for hand picking. So you have to solve these questions. You have to write in your notebook, and these questions are also very important from your exam point of view. So all of you will do it. Got it? If you feel any doubt, if you feel any problem, then repeat the video and watch it again. It will be clear to you, and take the help from the book also, although I have explained everything. Okay, so see you next time. Have a good day. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.